Hi, boys and girls. It's me, Miss Hope from Monroeville Public Library, and I'm going to be reading you guys a winter story again today. So this one is by a very famous author who's written a lot of books. Her name's Jan Brett. And the books are very famous because she really gets into a lot of detail with her stories, with her pictures, and they're a lot of fun to really get close up and look at. She introduces, you see little hints of characters that are coming up in the side pictures. And it's something I'm not really going to be able to show you too well on video. So if you get a chance to take out some of Jan Brett's books and really look at them closely, you will not be disappointed. But this is her new one. It is called Cozy. It's about a musk ox. Storms rolled over the tundra when Cozy the musk ox got separated from his herd. He was used to being with his family. His mother and father had named him Cozy because his silky coat was so soft and thick. Cozy braced himself against the wind, and his thick coat warmed him like a blanket. See how there's little side pictures that are on both sides of the paper? They kind of introduce who's coming up. In a tussock, a mother lemming's pups were squeaking loudly. "I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold." She used a triple carry to tunnel them towards a new spot where she saw a towering mountain of fur. In no time, the lemming family settled in next to Cozy's left hoof. "Shh," she whispered. "Quiet voices, and that musk ox will never even notice us." Snowshoe Hare, feeling chilly, had the same idea. "Master Ox," he said politely, "may I wait out the storm under the protection of your very thick coat?" Cozy was happy for the company and well aware that a lemming family had snuck in. He said, "Welcome, Snowshoe Hare, but mind those lemmings. Quiet voices and gentle thumping only." Snow whirled and flunk. Suddenly, all grew white. Get you a little bit closer so you can see. Was it a clump of snow that had hit Cozy on the forehead? No, it was feathers. When Cozy opened his eyes, he was looking into big yellow ones. Can you tell what animal? The eyes belonged to a snowy owl, who also had a request. "Oh, magnificent Umbagak, would you be so kind as to give me shelter? The wind has tumbled me terribly." Cozy knew that snowy owls and lemmings and snowshoe hares were not always fast friends, but he agreed with some conditions. House rules are quiet voices, gentle thumping, and claws to yourself. Arctic Fox's nose was turning blue. Her bushy tail wasn't warm enough, and every time she wrapped it around herself, the wind unwrapped it. Thinking Cozy would make a good windbreak, she sidled up to him. "Do you mind, Mr. Musk Ox, if I unfreeze my nose in your thick fluff?" Cozy was happy to welcome a new guest, but eyeing her sharp canines, he answered, "For the harmony of all, quiet voices, gentle thumping, claws to yourself, and no biting." Always a good rule. Now see, here's the picture. What's the next animal coming? As winter went by, the storms grew worse. The wind blew and blew, and a low, humpy shape appeared, swaying and shuffling, its coat covered in ice balls. "Shaggy beast," it growled, "I fell into an ice floe, and I'm chilled to the bone. Can you help me?" Cozy was happy to invite the Wolverine in, but added to the house rules. Do you remember? Quiet voices, gentle thumping, claws to yourself, no biting, and no pouncing. Cozy's new friends cleaned up their coats, preened their feathers, snapped, and were glad for their comfy shelter. But then, above the wind, the animals heard yip, 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 yip. A team of huskies, always on the lookout for a good thing, barreled into Cozy's big bulk, flinging the creatures in all directions. Their musher, a sea otter, looked on in dismay. So a musher is someone who drives the sled. So the huskies are hooked up to the sled and they pull the sled dogs, and a musher is the person who kind of drives it. And in this case, it was a sea otter. Hi, the lead dog grinned. House rules, chorused the jostled lemming, snowshoe hare, snowy owl, Arctic fox, and wolverine. Quiet voices, gentle thumping, claws to yourself, no biting, no pouncing, and be mindful of others. Cozy, wary of the lead dog, who looked a lot like a wolf, shook and shook his horns to make sure the huskies understood. Now, a real musk ox, those horns are big and they can be kind of scary looking. As time went by, the wind calmed a little and the Arctic sun climbed higher in the sky. The animals felt more at home every day, but Cozy had spring fever. I want to find my family, but how can I move with all these visitors underfoot? So Cozy's kind of stuck, isn't he? What's he going to do about finding his family? The house rules were stretched every day. When was a nibble a bite? When was a hoot quiet or loud? There was bumping, making faces, and nobody saying, I'm sorry. That kind of happens when people are kind of stuck in one spot together. Sometimes. One sunny day, the lemmings were playing climb the ladder, and a great chunk of Cozy's coat came off. Then another came off in Snowy Owl's talons. Cozy remembered this from last year. Shedding meant it was finally spring in Alaska. Hunk by hunk, all of Cozy's warm, silky winter coat drifted down the slope. So he's losing all his hair. Well, most of his hair he's shedding. He grows it in the winter to stay nice and warm. And then when spring comes, he doesn't need to be warm anymore because it's going to warm up. So he loses some of the hair. Cozy's lodgers started heading to their spring homes. Cozy hadn't felt so free and breezy since he was a calf. He jumped, he gambled, and then in the middle of a gleeful leap, he saw his herd. And here's a preview again. She's very good at that. He ran to join his mother, his father, his sister, and his brother. Where were you? We were worried, said his sister Fluffy. We missed you, said his brother snugly. I made some new friends, Cozy told them, but it was nice to be back to muskox ways. They all formed a circle, babies in the middle, but Cozy felt curiously alone. Then the breeze carried squeaky and growly and whistling voices. See you next year, Cozy. Meet up with you with the snowflies, Cozy. The snowshoe hare thump, thump, thumped as they all called, We can't wait to get cozy with Cozy. So even though he was with his family, he still did miss his friends because they had gotten to know each other and they liked each other very much. Okay, well, boys and girls, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.